This is the Louie Tee Network.
Who else could it be? Me, your man, Louie Tee. Welcome to the lockdown coverage, week number 7 in the National Football League. Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, AFC North family business, the Battle of Ohio. This was a game that, frankly, the Bengals had to get. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, no two ways about this. You want to have a season. You want to try to scratch and claw your way back into a wide open AFC North division. You got to win this game. You can't let the Browns. You have to sweep the Browns this year. Okay? Every year the Browns find a way to beat the Bengals. It can't happen this year. And if you're at home and you're Cincinnati, you need this game. You got to have it. They went out and they got it. And so we'll break this down, but we're going to do it a little differently as we do with non-competitive football games. And it's not that this game wasn't competitive, so to speak. It was more so that I just never felt like the Browns had a shot to win. It's essentially what it comes down to. I never looked at the Browns as a threat in this game. Even when they were up 14-10. Never thought that the Browns had a shot, or I think it might have been 10-7. Either way, never thought they had a shot to win this game. I just never felt threatened. And I said, okay, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win this game. They were getting chunk plays. We'll talk about all those things in this game here in a second. But first, if this is your first time here on the Louie Tee Network, welcome, and subscribe to Louie Tee Network for more great content in 2016 and beyond. We're doing some great things here on the channel, so be sure to subscribe to the Louie Tee Network. Also, I'm on Twitter. @InTheLabRoom is the Twitter handle. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter. Also, I am on Facebook. In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. All my social media platforms right there in the screen above. Don't hesitate to like, follow, and of course, subscribe on YouTube. Louie Tee Network is the channel. So, with that being said, I'm not breaking this down likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe. Never felt like Cincinnati was in danger of losing this football game. And I know Bengals fans will say to themselves, hey, look, man, nothing's guaranteed with this team right now. But it's just where this Cincinnati Cleveland Browns team is right now. There was a report that Hugh Jackson gave up on the team. He took his headset off and allowed the play calling to be done by someone else. Look, it's not necessarily Hugh giving up. It was Hugh saying, God damn, what do I have to do here? I mean, seriously. How many quarterbacks am I going to have to go through? Can I just get one dude and stick with him? Can I not have to go through 2 quarterbacks every week? I mean, Kevin Hogan, what are we talking about here? He just got here not too long ago. Charlie Whitehurst just got here not too long ago. They're just running through quarterbacks left and right. They're going through 2 quarterbacks a week. This is ridiculous. And that's basically what Hugh Jackson is saying. It's like, can I just get some? I mean, you're game planning for one particular quarterback, and in comes another, and everything you worked on that week in practice out the window because the guy that was practicing all week is no longer available for you in the game. It's just hard to coach a football team that way. But let's jump into this breakdown and what I like to call what I saw from afar. When it's an ass whooping, that's what we do. We take a look and a gander from afar. What I saw from afar. So let's take a look at this game. We always start with the victors when we do it like this. You do the ass whooping, you get to have your team broken down first. And so we start with the Cincinnati Bengals and A.J. Green. It's A.J. Green. He's a machine. A.J. Green is a machine. Couple of huge one-hand grabs in this game. The Hail Mary to me was the backbreaker. That was the play that basically put this game out of reach and for all intents and purposes took the heart of this Cleveland Browns team. Now, they did come out and score and cut it to 21-17, but again, you're a team struggling, looking for some reason, some glimmer of hope, something that tells you, I got a shot today, and that Hail Mary screamed anything but you have a shot today. You know, you're a team looking for a break. Just give me a break. You took my quarterback from me already. He's got a concussion. I got a backup in yet again. Give me a sign. Let me know I got a shot today. And that Hail Mary said, no, you don't have a shot today. Today's not your day. So that was a huge play by A.J. Green in the end zone. Then he had another one-handed grab. Look, I know it's easier said than done. I understand this, but if I'm playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who's the one guy that I'm not going to allow to beat me? Like, I just don't understand how teams – I know Bill Belichick, and we praise him for being a genius, but it's not rocket science, okay? If I'm playing the Cincinnati Bengals, A.J. Green isn't going to beat me. It's simple. If I got to put two guys on him, then I will. Make Brandon LaFell, make one of these other guys, Wright, Boyd, somebody else is going to have to beat me, okay? Erickson, one of these other bums is going to have to beat me. It will not be A.J. Green. Simple as that. That's the end of the discussion. There's nothing else to talk about. Yet, he still managed to go out, get 8 catches, buck 68, 69, and a touch. It's mind-boggling. The Dolphins allowed the same thing to happen to them. The Jets allowed the same. The 3 wins that the Cincinnati Bengals have this year, A.J. Green went bananas in all 3 of them. All of their losses, he didn't have as big a game. I just don't understand the logic behind these teams. You're playing one of the best and most explosive receivers in the league. That's their only weapon of choice offensively. If they're throwing the football, why would you allow them to go there? I just don't get it. In any event, I know it's easier said than done, but you got to find a way to stop A.J. Green. He's a monster. He was a machine in this game. He got it done. Marvin Lewis is too damn conservative, okay? I watched him lose to the Cowboys earlier in the season. They get cross midfield, and they're right around that no man's land point of the field where you're at the 40, 41. You're too close to kick a field, too close to punt, too far for a field goal. It's 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Bruh, you got to go for that. In this game, right before the half, he lets the Browns run off 40 seconds before they punt. They get the ball back with about a minute left, and this guy's content with his 14-10 lead. He's happy. He's cool with that. No, don't be cool with 14-10. You got Andy Dalton. You got A.J. Green. You got an explosive enough offense. You got 2 timeouts, 3 timeouts in your back pocket. What are you doing? Go be aggressive. It's not like you're dealing with a rookie quarterback. It's not like you're dealing with what Hugh Jackson is dealing with on the opposite sideline. You got guys that can get it done, that know how to get it done. What are you doing? Be aggressive. Nah, he's cool. If not for some lackadaisical defense by the Browns that allowed the Cincinnati Bengals to get into striking distance with a Hail Mary, he would have been content with going. If they would have stopped one of these running plays or one of these passing plays for a minimal gain, he would have been content with going to halftime at up 14-10. Instead, the Browns give up a couple of chunk plays, a 12, an 11, an 8. And next thing you know, they're like, we're close enough. We're at midfield. Let's just throw it up. And A.J. Green comes down with the miraculous catch. And he got rewarded for it. He shouldn't have been rewarded. He's too damn conservative. Defense still isn't where it needs to be. I look at this defense, and they got 2 picks in this game. It was Kevin Hogan. You still gave up a bunch of plays, a bunch of runs. Kevin Hogan ran for over 100 yards on you in this game. It's not supposed to happen to a backup quarterback. It's just not. And so I thought Crowell did some good things. I thought Barnes did some good things. I still feel like this defense isn't quite where it needs to be for this team to get back to the level of football we're accustomed to seeing them play. I just don't feel like they're there yet. I don't know if they'll get there this season or not. I wasn't ultra impressed with what I saw from their defense in this game. Jeremy Hill was outstanding. Look, they need to run the football to be effective. Okay, this whole Giovanni Bernard starting games stuff has got to stop. Jeremy Hill is your guy, and you want to sprinkle in some Gio Bernard, okay? I'm all for Giovanni Bernard getting the football as well because he's a dynamic runner. But make no mistake about it, Jeremy Hill needs to be the guy touching the rock. 9 carries, 168 yards in this game. Wow, that is a ridiculous average, and it was big run after big run after big run in this game. To me, he's the guy that needs to touch the football out of the backfield because he can make some things happen. And it's good to see him get going because it just for some reason, I don't know why, I can't really put my finger on it. He just hasn't had that same impact on his team like he did 2 seasons ago. And you're waiting for him to get back to that. Is he going to? That's been the question. And this was a nice game for him. Maybe this is one of those confidence builders that he needed to maybe get back on track and become the guy that was a beast for them in his rookie season. And maybe he can get back to that now. We'll see. But this was a nice game, one that was well needed for Jeremy Hill. You go from the side of the victors to the team that just can't find a break in this season, the Cleveland Browns. They're now 0-7 on the season. Kevin Hogan, I thought he ran well. That's an understatement. Guy came in the game, and really he was running before he actually got in as the quarterback. They would put him in some special packages, the ones that they used to have for Terrell Pryor. Well, he was nursing a hamstring, so you didn't really want to overextend him and put him out in harm's way. And so they put Kevin Hogan in that package, and he performed well. I mean, he was running the football early in the game. Even when Cody Kessler was in the game, he was running the football. And then when Kessler gets injured, he comes in, and he was doing the Cincinnati Bengals on the ground, over 100 yards on 7 carries and a touch. Kevin Hogan ran the football well. They didn't throw it all that well in this game, but he showcased some athleticism that I don't think a lot of people gave him credit for when he entered the league out of Stanford. Cody Kessler playing well before the injury. I said this last week. Why not Cody Kessler? Why not Cody Kessler? Why can't he be the franchise guy? Availability is the best ability. If he can't stay healthy, that's why he can't be the guy. You can't rely on a quarterback that can't stay healthy. This is another injury, second injury in the last 3 weeks. Got injured in the Patriots game, was playing well before he got injured in that game. Took the team right down the field. They scored a touchdown. He gets injured. They were never the same in that game. Played well last week against Tennessee. He gave it everything he had. They didn't lose that game because of him. They lost because the defense couldn't get stops and get off the field. This week he is playing well early in this ball game. Takes him down the field, gets him into field goal range, gets injured, flicking the football to Gary Barnidge, gets a concussion. He's got to be able to stay healthy because I feel like he's a guy that can solidify himself as the Browns starter, but you got to stay healthy. If you keep getting injured, the questions of durability and can we trust you, those will linger, and that will force the Browns to then probably go in a different direction. So he's got to stay healthy. Getting injured in this game hurt any chances of Cleveland coming away with a victory in this game. Even though Kevin Hogan was magnificent, he's not the passer that Cody Kessler is, and he doesn't know this offense as well as Cody Kessler does, and he hasn't been getting as many reps in practice as Cody Kessler has, and so that really hurt this Browns offense when Kessler went down in this game yet again. Defensively, you're giving up too many big plays, too many chunk plays. Right before the half, you give up a couple of chunk plays, a 12, 11, and an 8, and that gives a conservative coach the option to throw a Hail Mary right before time expires in the first half, and they benefit from it with the touchdown. You're giving up too many big plays. The A.J. Green Hail Mary, the A.J. Green one-handed grab, the Jeremy Hill touchdown run, too many big plays, the LaFell touchdown grab, too many big plays in this game. And really that's been the overarching theme all season long is too many big plays given up in general. You can't win in this league if you're not forcing teams to drive it. You got to force teams to drive and play mistake-free football. You can't allow them to get the quick strikes. That's how you lose in this league. You give up 75-yard, 66-yard, 57-yard touchdowns or gains, you're going to lose in this league consistently. And it's part of the reason why the Browns are 0-7. The Patriots game comes to mind. Big plays in that game, set up touchdowns. You can't give those up. You look at the Redskin game, some big plays on the ground, some big plays through the air. You give up a few touchdowns, you lose that ball game. You look at this game, a bunch of big plays, the LaFell, the Green, the Hill run. Too many big plays, you're going to lose the game. Same thing in the Titans game. Big deep ball, touchdown given up to the receiver out of Kendall Wright. You can't have those types of mistakes and expect to win. It's just not going to happen in this league. You got to stop giving up huge plays, huge run to Mariota, first play of the game. You're going to lose games, and that's why to me, the biggest reason why they're 0-7 right now, despite the injuries, aside from the injuries, because you can't win if you don't have your guys out there most likely, especially when you're a young team like the Browns. But that being said, too many big plays being given up by this Cleveland Browns outfit right now. And it's tough on Hugh. I know it's got to be tough on Hugh because you're just not used to losing this way. And like I said, it just seems like these guys aren't getting any breaks. No ball bouncing their way. no breaks, injuries every week. It's hard to build any kind of consistency or continuity when every time you look up, another one of your guys is limping off the field or having to be helped off the field. It's just a tough way to coach and make a living in this league. Browns lose again 31-17. They're now 0-7 on the season. They're going to get somebody at some point this year. They're not going 0-16. I just don't know who, and I don't know when. And with these issues cropping up at the quarterback position and guys dropping left and right, hard to say how they'll get it done, but they're going to beat somebody. I just don't see this team going 0-16. For Cincinnati, one game closer back to 500 with the Ravens losing. They're now at 3-4. The Steelers losing. They're at 4-3. You're one game out of first place. It's that simple, okay? Win next week versus the Redskins in London. Go to your bye week, and you could be sitting in a position where if the Steelers continue to struggle, they're on their bye week this week coming up. You can get that much closer to first place. As bad as Cincinnati has played this season, this division, I already said, is the worst division in football in my eyes. You're right there, okay? You're one game. You're 3-4 and you're one game out of first place. This is not a good division. You can still win this division. It is right there for the taking, but you got to start playing better on both sides of the football. More consistency. Offensively, you're still settling for field goals. You're still struggling in the red zone a little bit. You're still giving up plays on defense. You got to tighten all these things up. If you're able to tie up some of these loose ends, this is a team that can still get it done in the AFC North. And they get the job done here. 31-17, go to 3-4 on the season. So that's going to do it for Cincinnati and Cleveland. Cincinnati getting round one of the Battle of Ohio, 31-17. If it happens here in the Lab Room or in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room on lockdown coverage. You know what it is. We're changing the game one live feed at a time. I got plenty more games to break down on this beautiful Monday morning. I will see you back here shortly. I got another game that I've already watched, and I'm ready to break it down. So I'll see you back here in about 5 to 7 minutes. Have a good one.